A long time ago, in a galaxy not so far away, someone made a movie so iconic, so galaxy brain leveled influential that everybody just copied the homework. You'd expect that space operas or sci fi fantasy movies rip off Star Wars, but what if I told you that samurai movies, young adult books, and Saturday morning comics all got a little bit tipsy off of that Jedi Kool-Aid? Let me tell you about the formula. Star Wars didn't invent the hero's journey. That's the main progression throughout Star Wars, but George Lucas is definitely the man who weaponized it. You take one orphan farm boy, add a dead mentor, sprinkle in some space magic and a fascist empire, and boom! You've got $1 billion template. Star Wars baked mythology into sci-fi and made it pop culture, and now everybody wants a slice. Hey guys, this is like a cool personal updates thing. This week I went to Comic-Con Africa, and I met one of my heroes, the Anime Man, and I got a special edition Levi Ackerman final season Funko Pop, which I'll show you guys. Also met Aki Dearest. It was super cool to be there. Just wanted to tell you guys. So yeah, let's get back into the video. Let's talk about everyone's favorite series, every millennial that is, Harry Potter. It's got the orphaned chosen one raised by cruel parents, and he finds out that there's actually secret magic in his world that he didn't know about. Sound familiar? Oh, and his school mentor is a wise old man with a long beard who sacrifices himself, who comes back as a ghostly guide later on. I mean, come on. Even the vibes match. The Death Eaters are just Sith Lord cosplayers, if they were British. And the Ministry of Magic is basically just the Galactic Senate with worse bureaucracy. And let's not forget the final duel. The hero in black, the villain darker. Dramatic music, big stakes. Star Wars wearing the millennial Hogwarts scarf. Did you think that the Jedi Code was sacred? I wouldn't say so. Avatar The Last Airbender rewrote it in 4 elements. And Zuko's redemption arc? It's just Anakin, but with better counseling. Stranger Things has this sort of misfit gang energy, the mysterious girl with powers and the shadow government. All that's missing is a lightsaber made out of Christmas lights. So let me talk cinema. Some movies didn't just take notes, like these examples I've just mentioned. They legitimately photocopied them. Valerian was just Star Wars if it was French, but also very bad and deeply confused about what it really was. Jupiter Ascending tried to do the space royalty and the laser boots. And Guardians of the Galaxy? Let's be honest with ourselves. It was Star Wars, but with an iPod and daddy issues that got even weirder than Star Wars was. Now, to be fair, Star Wars copied its fair share of homework as well. George Lucas didn't build a galaxy from scratch. He stitched it together like a cinematic mad scientist. Sort of a theater Frankenstein, if you will. The Japanese movie The Hidden Fortress gave him the plot structure. Peasants caught in a royal war, guided by a gruff general and a princess that was on the run. Director Kurosawa's DNA was all over episode 4. And then came the dogfights. Literally. Lucas studied World War II aerial combat footage to choreograph the X-Wing versus the TIE fighter battles. And those space fights? They're just Spitfires versus Messerschmitts with lasers. Stormtroopers were even named after the Nazis in World War II. And then we have Flash Gordon. It gave it that pulp and cliffhanger serial-style drama. Those opening crawls, the dramatic wipes, it's pure Flash Gordon DNA. It's the cinematic equivalent of a Sunday morning cartoon with a blaster. And I'm not talking about the 1980s Flash Gordon movie. I'm talking about the super old 1930s Flash Gordon. And then we have the Western influence. Westerners gave it that lone gunslinger vibe. Han Solo isn't just Clint Eastwood with a spaceship. He's got the smirk, the shoot-first attitude, and the moral compass that only points north after 3 acts. And the Force? It wasn't just made up out of thin air. It's sort of this mishmash smorgasbord of all these different philosophies and religions. It's a spiritual cocktail, if you will. There's some Eastern mysticism, there's some Catholic theology, you got some Taoist and Buddhist detachments, and so many chosen one prophecies are everywhere. You can find them anywhere. Lucas borrowed, blended, and rebranded. Star Wars was never fully original, it was a mixtape of everything he loved. Japanese cinema, American war propaganda, spaghetti westerns, and desert sci-fi. It is in my belief that Star Wars is Lucas's love letter to cinema. So when modern media copies Star Wars, they're copying a copy, a remix of a remix. Welcome to cultural recursion. The Force isn't just with us, it's inherited. You know, something is so iconic when parodies become classics. Spaceballs turned the Force into the Schwartz. Dark Helmet is just Darth Vader if he worked in middle management. What about the Robot Chicken Star Wars specials? These are deep cuts that only real fans will understand. Or what about Family Guy's Blue Harvest trilogies? More accurate than the sequels, in my opinion. I didn't care for those. What about the Phineas and Ferb Star Wars specials? You don't spoof what's forgettable, you spoof what's timeless and classic, which is what Star Wars is. From wizard schools to cyberpunk dystopias, the Force flows through all of modern storytelling. It binds genres together. It surrounds us. It penetrates all of these different stories. The point is, Star Wars didn't just change movies. It colonized imagination. And now everyone's homework looks suspiciously similar. May the Fourth be with you. And remember, if you're gonna copy Star Wars, at least change the font. Hello everybody, this is Editing Duke, and I'm now editing, and I'm realizing I had an entire section on Dune that I've just left out. I've re-recorded the audio about 15 times, so if you would like to read the Dune section, it'll be in the description. Thank you guys. Thank you, and see ya, Space Cowboy.